nuts. Hey, what's up guys? Devin here with Backcountry Exposure. Let's talk about the Nemo Tensor sleeping pads today and talk about how they are literally probably one of the best sleeping pads on the market and a favorite of mine because of how comfortable these are to sleep on. So we're going to talk about both the Alpine version as well as the regular insulated and show you some of the different size options. I've got 3 different size options here and just go over all of the specs, features, and the things that I like and don't like about these pads. So let's talk about the pad that I've been using for the longest period of time, and that is the Alpine version. I got this about 18 months ago. It was January of 2019 when I picked up this pad, and I love it. I absolutely love this pad, and you guys have seen me use it on many trips. I've had, I can't even count how many nights of sleep I've had on this particular pad. It's incredible. The space frame baffles that Nemo uses for this pad makes it easily one of the most comfortable sleeping experiences that I've had in the backcountry, hands down. And I don't want to be like a fanboy here or just talk so highly about this pad that it's like seeming almost like a bias, but I have to say that 18 months of use with this pad and comparing it to other pads that I've used for the past several years, whether it's from Xped or Big Agnes or Thermarest, this is my favorite pad. Hands down, it's incredible. So let's talk about the features and the specs and everything and why it's so great. So what they use is a 20 denier fabric. They use that both on the Alpine version as well as the regular version, whether it's insulated or the non-insulated. And all of them have this really cool space frame baffle system. It gives you side to side and up and down type of support that other pads, you don't get that kind of support as you are either a side sleeper or lay on your stomach or your back. It's very supportive, just a very comfortable type of sleeping experience. Now the Alpine version, for example, uses 3 layers of a metallized film on the inside that gives this a pretty decent R value. Now, when this pad first came out, they were saying that it would go down to like negative 20 degrees Fahrenheit without any problem. I don't know what that temperature is in Celsius. It's something. But then in the most recent few months, the standardized testing has come out for sleeping pads, and this is not as insulated of a pad as I think Nemo was touting it to be when they first came out with it. And I thought that, man, yeah, negative 20 degrees is crazy. That is a super low temperature. And the regular insulated has 2 layers of film. Can 1 extra layer of film inside of the pad as insulation really create that much more thermal efficiency? And I mean, I haven't taken it down into those types of extreme temperatures. I've had it into about single digits, maybe 0 degrees, and I've stayed warm with it. That's what I can say about it is this thing truly does reflect that heat back. It traps the body heat and it keeps you warm down to those temperatures. When that standardized sleeping pad testing came out to determine R value for sleeping pads instead of giving temperature ratings, this dropped, I don't know what, it didn't have an R value before, but now it's at a 4.8, which makes it less than the Xtherm from Thermarest. So no, it's not as insulated as some other pads out there, but it does a really great job. So this pad is the long wide, so it's 25 inches by 76 inches long. All of the Tensor pads are 3 inches in height, and like I said just now, 3 layers of film on this insulation, and then on the regular insulated, you've got 2 layers of metallized film that provide an R value of 3.5 for the insulated pad. So this is one of these size options. This is the smallest you can get. This is the short mummy version. Still has all of the same baffle system, construction, everything that the regular size pads have. I'm using this one for my daughter, who's a beautiful little 4-year-old, and we put her in a UGQ Bandit top quilt, a 20-degree top quilt, and she sleeps incredibly comfortable on this pad. And I wouldn't want to put her on anything else. Honestly, it's really, really comfortable for her. She sleeps well, and I'm very happy with this as a size option. And it is, I can't remember the weight on it, but all of these weights fluctuate roughly around, I don't know, about 13 ounces, 12 ounces, up to almost 2 pounds in weight for the Alpine version. Now let's talk about the regular insulated. This is your 72 inch by 20 inch pad. Again, same construction, 20 denier fabric on it. Very, very supportive. And that's what I'm gonna do here is slide this out of the way and lay down on this beast. So one of the things that I really like about this pad is regardless of what kind of sleeper you are, if you lay on your stomach, on your back, or you're a side sleeper, it's going to support you whatever type of sleeper you are. And so it's nice to be able to lay on my side and have plenty of support with the way that these baffles are put together. I keep saying that, but it's just so comfortable, and I never have to worry about, is my hip gonna dig into the pad and now I'm not getting the support there that I need. It's just really, really comfortable comparative to what you sleep on your bed at home. And that's important because when you go into the backcountry, you've spent a lot of time on the trail, you've spent a lot of time just beating yourself up, you're tired or worn out, and you want to have a good night of sleep. And this thing provides that experience on the trail, and that's really, really important. And it's cool to be able to get various different size options, from this short mummy size to a regular mummy to a regular wide to a long wide. All of those options just allow you to customize and fit the pad to you and your height and your body type, and provide that really good sleeping experience. One of the other things that I want to talk about that is really cool to me is the way that this particular pad pumps up. Now, it's not unique in that it's so innovative that nobody else is doing it. That's not what I'm saying. But this Vortex pump sack that comes with the pad, it comes with it. You don't have to spend extra money. Is easily one of the best pump sacks that I have ever used for a sleeping pad. I hate the Big Agnes pump house, and I'm not a huge fan of the X-Ped roll top bag either. It's just really flimsy, and this, even though it's like kind of heavy, it's that same 20 denier type of fabric, and it makes pumping up this pad really easy. The valve that they use on here is fantastic as well. It's tucked into the corner, and that's important to me because it allows rolling up the pad a lot easier. That's one of the things that I hate about the Big Agnes pads, is like right here on the pad is where they put the valve system, and it makes it difficult to get all of the air out effectively for your sleeping pad. But here on the corner, you've got a two-way valve system. You've got one flap that just, it lays nice and low on the edge of the pad, so you don't ever have that giving you a problem. I can adjust the fill of the pad with this two-way valve, and then when I'm ready to just dump the pad, I just pull that out, boom, super fast, getting all of this air out of here, and it makes rolling this up really, really fast. Again, this is a big deal, and I know that dump valves are not unique to Nemo specifically, but like Thermarest, for example, and their old pads, I don't really know how it is with their new valve system, but like you'd have to unscrew that and just like tediously roll the air and push it out on that. And these dump valves are fantastic. I cannot say enough good things about the sleeping experience that you get with these Nemo pads. I have yet to get a hole in one of them. I stopped using tent footprints in my backpacking systems. I don't use those anymore. I'm using sometimes really thin fabrics, and I haven't had anything poke through and cause problems. In the 18 months that I've used this, dozens of nights of sleep on here. It's just fantastic. So 3.5 R value for the regular insulated, 4.8 for the Alpine version. Not quite to where the X-Therm is, and I think that is the biggest downfall for the cost that you pay for the Alpine, which is like $250 for this long wide, and to not get quite as much of the R value that you want out of like a super insulated sleeping pad. And I think that's where the X-Therm really shines in a good heavy duty insulated pad. But I think and would argue, from my opinion, that the way that these baffles and this pad is fabricated and put together, it is a way better sleeping experience than the X-Therm. But again, that is different for everybody. That's just my opinion. You don't have to take that as gospel or to be what you have to agree to. But I absolutely love these pads. They are fantastic and absolutely recommend them. So I've got links down in the description for all of these various options, as well as to other options on the market that I've mentioned today if you want to check those out. Also, if you are not aware, I have opened an Etsy shop where I am selling new backpacking gear stuff sacks that are zippered bags, like a food bag and such. So I've got a link for my Etsy shop down in the description as well. But I really appreciate you guys watching today. You're awesome. Thanks for being a subscriber. If you're not subscribed, do hit that subscribe button. I hope you guys have an awesome day. We'll catch you on the next video. See you later.